Okay. Options, preferences, auto capture. How about every 30 seconds? 1,000 of them. Okay. Image. Okay. Little atmospheric issues. Let me see if I get a better focus. Tonight we're going to be dealing with atmosphere.
Telescope slew into target. Telescope slew complete.
Can you hear me, Jeff? Testing, testing. Yeah, I was just being quiet. we have a moon up tonight. This is M94, the crocodile eye. I do have the Sky Glow imaging filter in. I'm at dB2 right now. And my dark is not matching. Do you see the email I sent you? I think that possibly something didn't install properly, and maybe that was, or partially installed, or I don't know. Yeah, I gotta do another. Oh, I don't have the cooler on. No wonder I'm getting all those warm, colorful thingamajiggies. How about cooler on? Woohoo! A novel idea. I used the pole master tonight to finally get the mount aligned. I was a little bit to the east of where I should have been. I'm going to start leaving the lifting column all the way up. And not messing with having to worry if it's changing positions. So that's, I am not guiding. I haven't gotten that far yet in the scheme of things. Oh, maybe you could post on the group that I'm going to be on for a little bit. I just wanted to, I got up early this morning because Sky had to go get blood work done, so I've been up a long time. This is the first time observing since I got the mount re-greased and back together. Oh, and how about capture, auto capture? Let me put down some parameters. Lord. dB2 and HCG. That's going to be gain, and I'm going to have exposure. Right now the gain is 60. $150. And the exposure is 10 seconds. Okay. It's amazing what happens when you put the cooler on with the warm pixels. Let me try bumping up the sharpness. Sharpness, let me go to about 50. Okay. Sharpness. Yeah, I told Rock I had, God, about 10 or 15 people as guests on yesterday when I was doing solar. I don't know what's going on. Well, for Louisiana, yeah, I saw your 4 inches. Yeah, I think it's my account. They had to fix it once before because they were saying that somehow my account was set up to allow guests, and they supposedly fixed it, but I guess they didn't fix it permanently. I don't know. Yeah, you got 4 inches of snow, and today it's supposed to get down to 46 tonight. In fact, it was about 50 degrees when I went out this morning to get the blood work done at 7 o'clock, and I only had a short sleeve shirt on because I didn't realize how cold it was. So let me mark this. This is M94. M94. Why, okay. How about unlock cap locks? Okay. Yeah, we're leaving next Wednesday to head to Virginia to go observing with 2 other couples. It'll be our first road trip in a long, long time. See, that zoomed in to 400%. It looks pretty good. I don't, like I said, I'm not auto guiding. That'll be the next experiment, would be getting auto guiding now that I got the mount gears cleaned, and hopefully it'll stay polar aligned. But it has some nice detail in M94. I don't think I've seen this level of detail before. To me, the saturation looks like maybe it's a little bit too saturated. Go down to 80. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, they want to bust them everywhere and just drop them. I'm glad there's some states that say, nope, that's not my problem. You keep them. And I don't know which state it was on the border that mobilized their National Guard to defend the border. Yep. I saw the posting that there are people eating at an outside restaurant in New York City, and people basically tell them to go home, stay away, don't come here, cursing them out. Well, you know, take their tax dollars and go someplace else and spend the money. Yeah, the Galaxy looks good. I did reduce the resolution. I'm at 1280 by 720. I don't know what Chuck Gerke's problem is. He's having all kinds of issues broadcasting. He actually went to Facebook Live last night because he couldn't get either OBS or split cam to work. I'm using split cam version, the 8141, the older. Hi, Woody. And I've had no problem with using it to broadcast. Yeah, Woody, I asked Jeff to announce that I was on. Well, he said that we had issues with his computer locking up and freezing up, but I asked him to go into the settings and copy and paste what his computer configuration is, how much RAM, operating system, the whole bit, so I could see what he's dealing with. He says his internet speed is not a problem. Okay, we got 11 viewers and we got 3 people logged in. Let's see, what else can let me go and, so I'm a little bit off of center. So let me stop the live stack. And let me put the crosshairs up and see if I can move it. See if I did it right. I will. Okay, I'm pretty close to center there, so let me sync on.
Telescope synced.
So I'm synced to the cursor. Okay. Let's go to a different target. How you doing, Howard? Let's see what else. I haven't done a lot of Galaxy looking so far this year. Well, let's go to the sunflower. It's not too far away. Interactive Atlas. Slew to end center at cursor.
Telescope slewing to target.
Okay. Let's see where we are relative to the dome.
Telescope slew complete.
That should be okay. Okay. Well, I guess I'm pretty close to being dead center. Maybe I'll go with a little bit longer exposure. So I'm going to stop. And go to 15 seconds. I'm moving at 15. So let's see, 15-second exposure. Okay. So let's see. There's 60. And let's start the live stack. Who else came in? 3, 4, 5. 5 out of 20 are logged in. Okay, so let me mark what this is. This is okay. Oh, how about M63? God, off by a little bit. Okay, that's better. So I have a flat that I took at when I was looking at the moon in before the sunset. I applied the flat, and I'm applying darks that I took probably back in February. Okay, there's 100%. Starting to see a little structure. Yes, I do, Woody. I have 2 of them in stock. I just sold the last color version I have in stock. It's getting shipped out probably tomorrow, as soon as the gentleman pays. But I have 2 of the monos in stock. I was talking to Rock this morning. I have to order a few more things from him because I'm selling items out. I do have the Orion Skyglow imaging filter in, and the moon is what, 8 or 9 days old today. Also, Jeff, I did not use your mask to focus. I just kind of eyeballed it. Plus, I didn't play with collimation after my neighbor and his son lifted the scope on and off the mount. That I ought to do it. It's been almost 10 or 12 months since I collimated this thing. It's 150% zoom. I'm thinking I still only have a 10-second dark, not a 15. Well, I'm going to stop and go to 20 seconds. 20-second loop, and I'm going to change it to a 20-second dark. Okay. So now we've just bumped from 15 seconds to 20. Let me slide the histogram over to about 90. Who else came in? Did the guests leave the building? Yeah, a lot of them did. It's only 2 guests left. I don't know. I'm going to have to. I do have a flat applied. Maybe if I turn the flat off, you can see how much vignetting I have. There's the full frame right there. Disable the flat. Let's see. It may not show up for a while. But it's pretty minimal vignetting. And I think when I added the filter to the nose piece, the filter probably increased the vignetting a little bit because the filter sticks further out than the barrel of the 2-inch nose piece. Yeah, but right now I got the vignetting off. I mean the flat off. I'm going to put it back on. But I'm pleased with I had to put a lot of extension tubes on the back of the scope between the rear plate and the focuser so that I didn't need any extension tubes between the focuser and the camera. That way I had a 3-inch light path all the way to the 2-inch camera nose piece. Jeff, I think once I get auto guiding going, this will be even better. So right now I'm at 200% zoom. Okay. How you doing, Steve? Steve, I won't be, I guess, too far from you. In about a week and a half, we're going to Galax, Virginia, which is not too far from Mount Airy, North Carolina. I don't know how far out Mount Airy is from where you live. Well, yeah, having a 6-inch scope versus a 16, that makes a little bit of difference. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 6, 8. So it's 8 out of 14 guests. Well, let's see. Let's stop this. Go to something else nearby. Stop the lives. Leave the flat engaged. Leave the dark engaged. Stop the live stack.
Telescope slewing to target.
Let's see, where's the dome?
Telescope slew complete.
Rotate a little bit. There it is. Okay, so it's a single 20-second exposure. Let me erase that and just put 20. That blue cast you saw initially were the blue lights inside the observatory. No, I'm at binning 2x2. See at the top, digital binning 2 and high conversion gain. I think this is the first time I've used digital binning 2 with this camera. I think it's because I'm using this filter. So let's go to live stack. Yeah, I'm at 40% gain, 60 out of 150. Wait. I'm at 20 seconds, not 30-second exposure. God, come on. Cracking up, Jack. Second. Okay. Steve, did you ever get that information I had sent you? It's starting to smooth out. Now let me go to there's the full field right there. I was zoomed in. I didn't realize I was zoomed in. I was zoomed in at 150%, I think it was, or was it 100 or 150? I was zoomed into 100%. Yeah, that's full field. Yeah, I'm pleased. Really am. This is one camera I won't be taking with me to Virginia because I won't have a scope with me that I can use this big sensor on. You have 3 of these cameras coming my way. Big scoper, at least a big focuser. That's why that the gentleman was looking for a camera. He was getting that Stellaview with a 3-inch focuser. I said, you could probably use this camera on it because of the size of the focuser. I think it was an f7. This is f8. It would be close. Yeah, this is not a camera for everybody. Well, the train line is really active tonight. zoom in and look at some of these stars near the ends. See, that's 70% gain, 70% zoom right there. I can't remember if I posted to the group or not about the issues with the ASIQ5 mount that I got. Right out of the box, there was lots of backlash in both right ascension and deck. And I'd contacted Skywatcher support, and they said that they don't provide instructions on how to adjust gear backlash, because if anybody adjusts the gears, then it voids the warranty on the mount. They expect you to send the mount back to them for adjustment. I'm going to bump this exposure up. I'm going to jump it up to 30. Yes, Woody, I did. And well, they gave me I had the option of returning it since I got it through Amazon. I had already adjusted the right ascension gear housing. I had joined the group and they showed a video on how to do it. It's not that hard to do, but you do have to open up, take the motor out, make the adjustments on the screws to increase or decrease the gear tension. And like they said, in doing so, I realized afterwards that I had voided the warranty. Hey, Rusty. There was a gentleman in Australia who said that he probably then screwed himself because he got his and it was so bad he had to adjust the belt tension. There's a drive belt. It's very quiet in operation, but he had to adjust the drive belt because the tension was so loose it was skipping gears. Satellite coming through at 2 o'clock. I didn't change the dark. Let me change to a right dark. Dark, 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 dark. Import a 30-second dark. And enable it. Okay. So, yeah, Woody, the mount itself is not bad. It'll handle a 30-pound or so equipment load. Jeff, I ordered a new dovetail saddle from Anthony. Initially, I'd gotten the dual Lost Monday Vixen dovetail saddle, but it was way too heavy, so I sent it back and I ordered just the straight Vixen to take place of the factory cast top with the Vixen thumb screws. That's supposed to show up on Saturday. Yes, it is. It's definitely different than the ASIQ6. I ordered a Polemaster Vixen saddle from Anthony. That shows up tomorrow. And I'll be putting the pole master on it, and hopefully I will be able to get an alignment on the mount in equatorial mode when I'm at this to get together in Virginia. The other issue, Woody, is that I have not been able to get the Star Sense for Skywatcher to work with the mount, either the EQ5 or the EQ6. And I got an email back from Celestron today, and I don't think they fully comprehended what the issue was. They basically told me to update the firmware. I said, well, I've already done that. I need the correct firmware, like you know, for the Skywatcher mount. And I still don't think they understand the problem. So I'm going to use the Star Sense with the Celestron Evolution mount. It should, but Woody and I have been emailing back and forth on that issue, and it seems like the CFM package from Celestron has all of the dates for the Star Sense for Celestron mounts. The Star Sense for Skywatcher is an older 2019 date, but the package that's available on their Star Sense for Skywatcher download page has the 2020 updates, which is for the normal Celestron mount. No, it was a generic no-name response. I'll have to look and see who it was. Where's my email? Let's see if I technical support Star Sense. It was Jesse M. JESSEM dot. I asked him if I needed to have two hand controllers, if I could just move the hand controller from one to the other. And he says, if you're using it for the Skywatcher, you have to use the interface box. However, if you want to use a Celestron mount, you would not need the interface box. Well, I knew that. You can indeed switch from Skywatcher to Celestron mounts. And he gave me a download file for a CFM file. I'll have to download that later and see if it actually has the right dates. Now, this is looking good. Oh wait, I forgot to add the fact that I'm in 30-second mode right now. So I started with a 20, and then I increased to 30. God, I have 26 people. Well, look at the number of guests now. I have 19 guests out of 26 viewers. See, let me zoom in a little bit. That's 100% zoom right there. Yeah, I'd like to know who the guests are. It's probably one of the best views I've had of M51. You're just barely picking up that little edge on. It's right up here, right above the line. It's really faint. And then the little the other companion is clearly right there. But that's sweet. I guess it's time to move on to another target. You know, what's funny, Woody, is that when I first got the Star Sense for Skywatcher, I used it on the ASI Q6 and it worked perfectly. And then when I got the Evolution 8, I just moved the hand controller and camera over to the Evolution mount, and it didn't miss a beat. It started working right away. And then I did a firmware update using the Evolution mount, and then when I plugged it into the ASI Q5, it wouldn't recognize it. It wouldn't initialize. It froze on trying to initialize, and it's been like that ever since. Put it back on a Celestron, works fine. So I'm going to stay at 20 seconds, so let me go back to 20, stop, loop at 20. I'm going to change the dark back to the 20 dark. And then I'm going to go to another galaxy. Let's see. What have I not done? 106. I haven't gone to 106 in a while. Slew to and center.
Telescope slewing to target.
Assuming that is relative to the moon.
Telescope slew complete.
Okay. Turn off the Kmart blue light special. Okay. Stop the live stack. Okay. I got the tripod with the pier. They call it the deluxe version. It's well engineered. They have when you get the tripod in the box, the three legs are folded up against the extension column, and you swing them down, and there's a captive knob that screws and locks the legs in place, extended. Really well thought out. Yeah, it's basically the length of the extension column when it's collapsed in its to-go configuration. And then they have that little flexible handle knob. You put the mount head on top, and since the bolt is inside the little column, you can't really put a wrench on it to tighten it. So It does seem stiff enough. And then you can also, if you want, you can extend the legs out about an additional foot, which then raises the whole scope about 8 inches because they're on about a 45-degree angle. If you want the additional width uh, to increase the stability, you could put the legs out. I'll probably not do that. I'll probably leave it just the way it is with the legs collapsed. See if I can get 106 to the center. Where's that galaxy next to 106? Did I overshoot it or do it right? A little bit more. I haven't tried it in azimuth mode yet. It's a little bit different than the AZ-EQ6. The AZ-EQ6 has that pretty beefy screw that you turn to crank it into the right position. But there is a lock nut when you get it into the alt-az position. There is a lock bolt that locks it in that position. So let me sync on.
Telescope synced.
I'm gonna flip this view. Let's do a flip that way. So that galaxy at the top, NGC 4248. That is that one right there. 4248, magnitude 13.2. I don't know. I don't know if it's California or where. Who just joined? See, I've got 19 viewers and how many guests? Oh, Perry. Evening, Perry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 12 guests now. Okay, so let me turn the crosshairs off since that's boring. Turn the delete the arrow, and let's start the stacking. And this is M106. I am in 20-second mode for now. Trying to see what other galaxies are in the field of view. Okay. Yes, Jeff, I did. Yeah, Woody had gotten what he thought was the right firmware. He sent me a link to it. I downloaded it, installed it, and it's basically the Celestron StarSense firmware, not the StarSense for Skywatcher firmware. And then when you try to then start the mount, it goes into initialization, INIT 28, and it just freezes and stops and won't go anywhere. You unplug it, plug it into the Evolution 8 mount, starts right up and works perfectly. So we're thinking that it's configured with the CFM to only work with Celestron mounts, not Skywatcher mounts, which makes no sense. Let me check with the wife and see how she's doing. She doesn't have a sensor on because she had to replace her glucose sensor. Yeah, and you saw that what I'd sent to you, that there was no Skywatcher, what did they call it, mount in the package that we got. No, they haven't been very helpful at all on that. And I don't think I have the old Skywatcher, because it's been a long time since I updated the StarSense for just the Skywatcher mount. Let's see, let me zoom in a little. It's starting to... Let's see, there's another. Yeah, that structure I've never seen before in the center of that galaxy. Yes, that's so true, Jeff. Yeah, right now it will only work on a Celestron mount, and it used to work on my SEQ6 perfectly. I'm going to go ahead and bump the exposure up to 30 seconds. So let's stop. Big jump to 30 seconds. And then we change the dark to a 30-second dark. Enable it. Okay, so now we're at 30 seconds. You can see the histogram jumped way to the side. A lot more of the outer glow of this galaxy showed up, especially in the lower left quadrant. You can starting to see the faint arm wrapping around here. Little companion galaxy. What was that? Oh, 22 minutes and our sensor starts. Okay. I was falling asleep earlier and I decided to come out here and now I'm wide awake. Must have something to do with the coffee I drank. Trying to figure out where that other galaxy is that's supposed to be in the field. There. I think it's out of the field at the bottom. When I had my heart valve replaced, the doctor told me, says, no caffeinated coffee for at least 6 months. Let's see, that was September, October, November, December, January, February, March. It's been 6 months, but I have been drinking caffeinated coffee. I can't lie. That's zoomed in 80%. I'm looking at the there's some nice structure in this arm right here that I don't ever remember seeing before. That's zoomed in, that's 400%. That's 200. Now you can, I mean, it breaks down at 400, but let's see, I got 110 images captured. I have to throw some of these through Topaz and see what comes out. Before I zoomed in, you talking about that galaxy in at the top right? Yeah, I pointed that out. That's this object here. NGC 4248. It's a magnitude 13.2, and it's 2.2 by 1 arc minute in size. You need the Red Bull, huh? Yeah, well, the thing is, I want to sleep afterwards. That's why 1 cup of coffee. Well, look at that. Wow. That is showing some nice structure and color. And when you consider how bright the moon is, and it's not that far away. Hi, Don. So I got 28, 27 people now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 out of 32. I ought to be keeping notes on this so I could tell Brock. Here's my little notepad. Yeah, that's a little crazy. Oh yeah, I missed this set. I was off getting my notepad right between the two galaxies. Well, now it's time to go to another galaxy. Let's see, what have I not looked at in a while? 106 is 65 degrees up. Yeah, 60, almost 66 up right now. So let me stop and go back to 20 seconds. I'm looping at 20, so I can eliminate the 30-second. Okay. And then I'm going to go back to a 20-second dark. No kidding. So then we did the sunflower. Black eye. I don't think I've done the black eye. It'd be interesting to see how well that comes out. Let's go interactive atlas. Slew to
Telescope slew into target.
Stop the live stream.
Telescope slew complete.
Let's see how far I am. I'm off. Oh, how about, I must be looking at the dome. Yep, I'm looking at the dome. That's the problem. Okay. Okay, turn the blue lights off. Okay. Move that over here, and let's move that to the center of the field. Let's see what happens. That's got a lot nice detail already. A little bit more of a bump. Let's see what that does. Another 13,000 pieces of space debris. Overshot. That may be close enough. Okay.
Telescope synced.
Okay, so now let me turn off the crosshairs. The white balance looks pretty good. So let's start the live stacking. And how many sat links are there going to be, Jeff? Okay, so we got 2 in the stack already. So the moon right now is almost directly at the zenith. I guess I better enjoy this cool weather while we have it, because it's going to start getting hot. Okay. Huh. Yeah, they definitely don't have an FCC, that's for sure. That's 90% zoom in. Oh, this is not M106 either. Oh, God. This is M64. M64. Yep. So we're 31 on now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Evening, Zamrak. I didn't see you on. And Derek also. I think I got this mount I got working. Now to throw in the auto guide on it ought to get better. Good night, Jeff. Glad you could stop by. Yeah, I'm not going to be on late tonight because, like I said, I got up early this morning. Get a few more in this stack and then I'll see. That's a 400 times zoom. Hey Howard, glad you could stop by. Yeah, that's 200%. Of course, it helps having a full frame 35 millimeter size sensor. It's what, 24 by 36 millimeter with relatively large pixels. I think they're slightly smaller than 6 microns. I think it's 5.94 micron. I'm going to try now bumping it up to 30 seconds and seeing what happens. I'm going to stop, go to 30, back to the dark, go to a 30, and enable. Oh, I didn't want to do that. I want to dock that. Okay. Let's see where the histogram moves. Yeah, it jumped a good bit, so I got to go to about a 130 on the histogram. I think I still have the sharpness at 50. Where is it? Sharpness, yeah. Sharpness is still at 50. Where are all the other parameters? Color. Saturation's at 80. I guess I should mark that down. It's been like that the whole night. Saturation 80. And what else? Everything else is default. There's so many nice galaxies. I'm going to go to St. Catherine's Wheel M99 because that shows some nice asymmetrical spiral structure. So let me stop the live stack, go back to a 20-second dark, Go back to a 20-second exposure. And I think I had stopped, yeah, stop the live stack, and let's go to St. Catherine's Wheel.
Telescope slew into target.
I'm glad I could oblige, Derek.
Telescope slew complete.
It's been pretty terrible weather here lately, and this is the first night that it's really cleared up. Let's see. Where is the dome? Okay, so I should be, there's St. Catherine's Wheel right in the center. Let me turn the blue lights off. Okay, the blue lights are off. Wait till the next image. I might have to do a white balance because I think I got closer to the moon. Zero 6145. Okay, that's better. And let's start the live stack. And this is going to be M99. M99. I don't know who names these things. So now there's two in the stack. My focus may be a little off. Like I said, I did not focus on a star after I got off the moon. I just kind of started. Where's those? I think that's a little faint galaxy right there. There's a Leda galaxy. Right there. Magnitude 16.1. The dehumidifier just kicked on. I guess the humidity's rising. That's a 500 million light years from Earth. Hey, Dino. Glad you could join in. So this is the first clear night we've had here in Louisiana in about 2 or 3 weeks. There's some nice structure showing up. See, is Will still on? Will, did you actually have a freeze this morning? Yeah, the spikes are pretty close, Woody. Could probably tweak it a little bit, but it's not worth playing with. I know Rock has been going crazy up in the shop. The radio communications business is nuts. I might try for the Jet and M87. Nuts is in crazy busy. It's like all the truckers and they're in there constantly getting their radios fixed. That's his main business, is two-way radio communications. That's how he got into the electronics of being interested in building cameras. I'm going to bump the exposure now to 30 seconds. Not if you listen to him. They're going gangbusters up there. So I just jumped to 30-second. I'm going to go and put a 30-second dark in. And mark the fact that I'm going to a 30-second. Let's see, how far did the histogram jump? Yep, it definitely jumped. Oh. Man, that is pretty. Detail in the arms coming off the core. This ought to clean up pretty nicely. What do I have in the stack now? Almost 20. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 out of 20. Where's M87? Yeah, this is a pretty galaxy, but I'm gonna go to see if I can see the jet in M87. So let me stop that. Stop the live stack. Go back to a 20-second arc. And go back to a 20-second exposure. And then let's go to M87.
Telescope slew into target.
Wasn't very far at all.
Telescope slew complete.
Okay. Okay. And I think I need to adjust the black point. And adjust the white balance. I think I can see where the jet's coming out already. It's coming out at about the 230 position. Yep. I think the jet is like right here. Yeah. There are tons of other galaxies in the field of view.
Operation completed.
I don't know what happened to Sky Tools, but Sky Tools is not importing DSS images anymore. Am I still live? Hopefully I'm still live. Okay. Question from Pink Floyd. can definitely see the jet. And that's only with a 20-second exposure. Okay, let's, what is this? This is M87. Okay. Wife is having a low sugar. Meanwhile, I'm gonna go ahead and change the exposure to a 30 seconds. Stop. 30. Dark. Okay, she's taking something for her low sugar. And then let me type in that I am, now at 30 seconds. And the histogram definitely shifted. And I will, glad you could stop by. Okay. Where is M83? M83. God, can I get M83 from here? Jeff Best got it the other night. Let's see if it's where it's visible. Let's see, I'm gonna stop the live stack. Hey Perry, this might be my last target if it's slew to
Telescope slew into target.
on M83, the southern pinwheel. Pretty low.
Telescope slew complete.
Let's see. I think we're down to the light pollution of slide L. Maybe start with a 10-second exposure. Let's see, exposure time. Let's go stop. Let's go to, oh, 30 seconds. Let's start with 15. I'm going to loop with 15. And I'm going to go to 15-second dark. And see what that does. Okay, there it is. Let me get it to the center. You have a city of about 30,000, 3 miles to my south. So we're looking right into their light pollution. Let's close it up for government work.
Telescope synced.
Okay. Okay. Let me do a white balance. Let me put in the title of what this is. This is M83. Okay, let's start the stack. This is the one Jeff Best posted a few pictures on to the group, I think yesterday or today. He lives about 20 miles from me. He's got similar light pollution issues. This will probably be the last one from me. Hopefully it cleans up. This is, forgot, let me put it in 15 seconds exposure. Zoom to 80%. I'm glad you could stop by, Woody. I showed Rock some of the video from yesterday with the solar, with the DS432M and 432C. 7 in the stack. Won't be able to go much longer exposure because of the light pollution down there. So right now I'm at altitude 22 degrees. And the highest this galaxy gets from here is only about 30. The trouble is, when it's at 30 degrees, it's behind a big water robe due south of the observatory. So I have to catch it before it rises. We're at azimuth 150 right now. Here's the horizon tool. You can see we're right above the horizon limit. And when you get due south, you can see the bump for the tree. So let me try and get a little bit longer exposure. I'll go to 20 seconds. Let me go to a 20-second dark. And apply it. Okay. Now let's see how, boy, it shifted it almost off scale. So we're at 14 in the stack right now. I'm almost 2 hours into a recording when I started, and I'll try to post this to YouTube tomorrow also. I think I have the gamma to default. Yeah, I do. This would be nice if there wasn't so much light pollution in that direction. Try one more bump in exposure. And I'm going to increase the dark to a 25-second dark, well, 30-second dark. And I'm going to reduce the gamma to about 0.8. That's getting insane as far as the detail. Well, folks, I am going to be calling it quits. I have another full day tomorrow, but I'm glad you all could stop by. Good night, Woody, Perry, Zamrak, Derek, Dino, and guests. And yeah, definitely we'll get some rest tonight. Y'all have a good evening and good night for now.